Good morning, everybody. On today's video, we're gonna take a walk through of my pantry, or as we joke around and call it, the cantry. It's really my extra bedroom that we just turned into a room to store all my canning stuff and all the things I've canned. I want to take you on a tour of it really quickly. Oh, can you see the hummingbird? That's why I stood here this morning. I thought maybe we would get to see a hummingbird. He's there. Let's see if I can scoot around. Oh, he's gone. I just love it. They come back every year. Every year I think, oh, I'm not going to see any. And then they all come back always. Okay. So we're going to take a tour of the pantry. And then I'm going to tack another video onto the end of this where I canned up some dried beans. Just trying to clean my freezer out before things start coming in from the garden. So let me turn you around and we will go take a tour. Okay, this is what it looks like when we come in the door. This is, try not to move you around too fast. Let me walk in a little bit. I also share this area with a desk and a filing cabinet, and fishing poles. Those are my husband's. I still need to clean this area up, but for the most part, it's done. So this first set of shelves, let me back up some. I have my canner and my food processor up there, and these are just some extra things. This is where I'm keeping the pumpkin that I canned last fall, and peaches. Those are peaches, and this is all pumpkin that I've canned. And egg cartons. So let's turn around. And over here, this small shelf just has, that's extra rings. And these are like pickling spices and just extra spices up here. And some little tools. These are, that's my vacuum sealer and bags and stuff. And then I have my extra jars there. I try to catch estate sales and stuff when I can, but let me tell you, Goodwill in my area wants $1.50 or $1.99 a jar. No, I don't think so. I was lucky enough to get those in a estate sale last year, and they're the 12-ounce jars, which are hard to find, but it's just hard. Even on Facebook Marketplace, I really struggle to find jars. So I just try to get them on sale when I can. Sam's Club had pint jars last year for a good price, so I looked up with that. And then I have two big sets of shelves. So on this one at the top, that's just some random appliances. And the two big glass apothecary jars, I make a 14-day pickle. I ferment pickles with those. So hopefully we'll be making some of those this year because they're my favorite. And my cucumbers did really well last year. So I'm really hoping that I get a lot this year. And then this shelf is all pickled things. Here's a jar. These are bread and butter pickles. I'm not going to show everything. These spaghetti sauce jars, I have a friend that gives me. These are my dill slices. We'll be making lots of those this year. I must have had 50 jars of those last year, and I think I have 11, 12 left. I do reuse, excuse me, I do reuse jars with these type of lids, especially for pickles. These are the 14-day pickles. See how dark they are? I only have 3 jars of those left. And then this is pickled okra and some pickled green beans. And then on this shelf are all my jams, except for this doesn't belong here. That's spicy pickled green beans. Carrot cake jam, This someone gave me. That's mayhaw jelly. If you're from the South, you know what mayhaws are. This is strawberry jam. All of that is, oops, sorry. All of that is strawberry jam. This, bane of my existence. Look at this, how liquidy. This is orange marmalade that I'm gonna have to reprocess because, as you can see, it did not set up at all. And I have quite a bit of it. All of this. I have a few cans of peach butter back here, and this is vanilla cardamom pear jam. So good. This is good. And also right here, I made some of this last year and gave away most of it. Christmas jam. It is cranberries and strawberries, a little bit of orange, and some spices. It's really, really good. Everybody that's tried it has loved it. And then let's see, this shelf is zucchini and jalapeno pickles. This is zucchini relish, another big favorite and a great way to use up giant zucchinis. And then my salsa. I need to make lots of salsa this year. I have a few jars of nectarine salsa here. It was just okay, not our favorite. And then on the floor down here are empty jars. Here's my vinegar, and I have some food grade 5-gallon buckets that we haven't started storing stuff in yet, but I am ready to do that. I was just waiting to get this room done, but I want to get, we'll be storing flour and sugar and some things like that in. So I'll bring you along when I get stocked up and we go to store everything. And then this is the other big shelf that I have in here. So on the top, those are 5-gallon jars and a couple of other appliances. And this, these are the black-eyed peas that I grew last year. And I sat on the porch in 100-degree heat and I shelled every one of these. And I'm proud of them. I actually shelled 2 half-gallon jars, but I canned a bunch of them. So those are just dried peas that are left. So on the top shelf over here, oops, sorry for my finger being in the frame. That is canned pulled pork, barbecued pork, and these are soups. I have gumbo, chicken noodle soup, and a beef and barley soup. Those are the only ready-made meals that I have right now, but I would like to make some more. It is super convenient, especially if you're not feeling good, to just be able to come in here and grab something and heat it up. And they don't look pretty, but they taste good. And then next to that is some milk and heavy cream that I canned. That was a trial run. And what I ended up with for my milk was really buttermilk. I tried to use my pressure canner, and I think I would have gotten better results if I had water bathed. But I just used a can. It's separated, the small jars of heavy cream. I just used some the other day to make some Alfredo sauce, and all you have to do is shake it up and heat it. It smells perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it, so I'll do it again. I just, because I tell you, we just my husband and I, we don't drink milk often enough to go through it, not even a half-gallon. And so I would rather just have some in jars for cooking and things like that when I need it. And then next to that is my chicken bone broth. I don't can beef broth. It's just not something we use that often. But I do need to can some more chicken broth. We go through quite a bit of that. And then the next shelf down, all the way on this side here, this is canned chicken. This is also canned chicken. I tried canning some bone-in chicken. I mean, it turned out fine, but I won't do it again. It's better just to can. For me, it's better just to can just plain boneless meat, because you can fit more in a jar. So we use that for tons of things. It's great in pasta sauces. It just makes it so much easier and so tender. It really comes out great. And then all of this here up to this pint jar, all of these jars, that is canned deer meat. So that's all the deer meat we have this year. And then the rest of this is that with more fat at the top is some canned pork that was, I think, a Boston butt. And then some of it is canned pork tenderloin. So we also use quite a bit of that. And then the next shelf, you'll see, is mostly empty. This is going to be my shelf for my tomato products, hopefully this year. I have quite a few tomato things that I want to jar up. So we'll hopefully be getting a great harvest. This is spaghetti sauce that I jarred up last year. I think I had 14 or 15 jars, so we've used some of that, and it's really great. Next shelf down is vegetables. So this is my husband's, one of his favorites. Okra and tomato and corn. He loves that. And I don't have much on the vegetable shelf. I have a little bit of canned corn, but to be honest, it's fine for using in soups, but we prefer it frozen. And then these are yard-long beans. They're great. I love them fresh, but I do not like them canned. So I have 4 jars of those that I need to use up, and I only have 1 jar of regular green beans left. We do like the regular green beans, but not those yard-long beans. They get too mushy when you can them. And then that is canned yellow squash, which is great for making squash casserole. I have quite a bit of that. And bottom shelf down here, these are beans. I have black-eyed peas. Oops, sorry, where's my finger? Black-eyed peas here. Those are ones that I grew. The rest of the beans I did not grow last year. I just bought from the store. So these are pinto beans, field peas, lady cream peas. And right here, these are kidney beans. And at the end of this video, I will show you how I jarred those up, because I did jar those up. I canned those differently than I canned the other beans, and you can kind of see how these beans fill the jar. And these I canned differently, and I have quite a bit of liquid in there. So I really think I'm going to enjoy the new way of canning. And then again down here, these on the bottom, oh, I'm out of breath. These are just extra jars that are empty and waiting to be canned. So that's it. It's not the biggest, let me back up a little. It's not the biggest pantry, but I'm super proud of it. I worked hard on it last year, all summer, and I'll be interested to see how much we end up with at the end of canning season this year. So I'm gonna put on the video, the footage of me canning at the end of this, and I can't remember if I said goodbye, so I hope I did, but if I didn't, I hope you like this video, and I hope you will subscribe, and please give it a like. It helps other people get to see my videos, and I will catch you in the next one. I hope you all have a blessed day. Bye-bye. Okay, this is a different day from the beginning of this video, you'll notice, because of my shirt, but I am canning, trying to clear out the freezer from some stuff. Let me cut this off. So I'm canning some meat right now that's in the canner, some venison, and I'm gonna can up some beans. And so I thought that I would show you how I like to can my beans, and tack it on to the end of this video. When my summer stuff starts coming in, I'll have more in-depth canning videos. We'll be making salsa for sure. Hopefully my peppers and tomatoes will grow, and lots of other things. So, but today I needed to clean some dry beans out of my freezer, and some meat that was on the verge of getting freezer burned really needed to be canned up. We enjoy using that for stews and gravies and soups. So my husband was fortunate enough to go hunting this year, and we had some venison, and I'm getting that canned up right now, and I'll show you how I do my beans. So I'm gonna turn you around. Okay, we're back to do the beans. And this, I've already gotten these jars ready. I just filled them with boiling water. We're gonna rinse this jar. Sometimes they get stuck a little bit in the bottom of the jar. They're not soft yet. They won't be soft till after we finish canning them. Just gonna rinse these really well. I'm just rinsing them under cold water. And I'm gonna put them back in the jar. Now this is not the recommended way of canning beans. I believe that the USDA recommendations are for you to pre-cook them for 30 minutes, but I find they come out too mushy like that, and this is just how I prefer to do it. So we've got these back in the jar, and now what I need to do is add a teaspoon of salt. You can use any salt that you want as long as it's not iodized. This happens to be sea salt. That just happens to be what I have right now. And I'm gonna wait for this water to come up to a boil and top this off with boiling water. While I'm waiting for that, I will put my rings in my seals. I've already wiped the rims of these jars. So I'm putting my flats on. And my rings. I'm gonna have to go back and get some. No, here it is. I thought I had enough. I'm gonna put my rings on, and we're just gonna close it finger tight. Also, we left an inch of headspace in these jars. They're hot. And my water is boiling for this last jar. So let's get this last jar filled. Just gonna fill it up to an inch headspace with boiling water. I'm gonna take this knife and just kind of run it down, make sure we don't have any air bubbles. And I'm gonna go get I left my lid and my ring over there for it. I'm gonna go get that, and I'll come back and show you putting them in the canner. Okay, well, sorry for all the interruptions. My canner still has not, I'm going to show it to you in a minute. It still has the venison in it, and the steam, it still hasn't depressurized enough for me to take that out. But I thought I'd show you something real quick. These are the chicken eggs that I got yesterday. Somebody was quite the overachiever. That's a huge egg. I guess it's kind of hard to tell. But here it is compared to another big egg. This egg is pretty big anyway. This one's really huge. All right, anyway, enough of that. I'll show you the canner. Let's walk around right here. This is the pressure canner that I use. It is the Presto electric pressure canner. I don't have to pressure can or can anything for a giant family. It's just my husband and I. So I love this thing. Really comes in handy. You can tell that it says cool right now. And here is the vent. It still hasn't, when this goes down, it'll be ready for me to open, but it still hasn't finished venting. So I have to wait for that before I can put my beans in. And then the beans go in for 90 minutes and they'll have to cool off too. So I will just come back at the very last thing I put on here today will just be a picture of everything once I get it out of the canner. All I'm doing is waiting for this to finish venting, for the pressure to be released, and then I'll swap things over. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, getting to see my brand new pantry space with all the canned things from last summer, and a little bit of canning something out of my freezer. And I will see you next time. Have a blessed day.